One of the projects I'm really excited about that I'm working on right now as a researcher is one on low growth scenarios. And what we're doing, I'm working with Mark Alberts on that, which he's just great to work with. And we tend to bring different things to the table. So we'll talk, and he'll have an idea, and he'll bounce it off of me, and then I'll have a comment and go back and forth. And I think it'll make the paper even better than it would be with either one of us by ourselves. But we're going to be talking at session 168 here at the annual meeting on Wednesday about that project, as well as several other interest rate projects that we've each been working on independently over the last couple of years that have come out. So I think it'll be a real interesting session to kind of talk about various research projects that have been done and kind of how they're coming together to build towards this low growth project. The Emerging Risk Survey is another project that I do, and I've been doing that since 2008. We've actually done 11 surveys now, and we'll be doing our 12th here in November of 2018. We've been able to look at some trends over those 11 surveys, trying to see as we get further out from the financial crisis how that impacts the way people think about risk. We do a lot of qualitative questions, though, too, that are more tied to enterprise risk management, kind of talking about from a practitioner's view, what works, what doesn't work, how have what would you share with the next generation of risk managers? And then we put in some fun questions like what bubbles do you see? What do you think the global economic environment is going to be like next year? Things like that, to where we try to bring some quantitative analysis to the project, as well as some qualitative interpretation of what people are saying. And it's always difficult when you're trying to interpret what somebody said in an anonymous survey. But if we get, like last year, we had 10 different Canadians talk about a housing bubble in Canada, to where you can make some inferences and really come up with some interesting comments that are useful to the reader. One of my favorite outcomes from the 11th survey was a specific question. We have a rotating question every year, and the one that we put in this year was dealing with long-term time horizons. So we said, think about what emerging risks will happen between now and 2050, so a full generation out. And then we compared those results to what people said when we just said, look at emerging risks as they exist today. And it was really interesting because the economic ones, something that would be tended to cycle, had a lower percentage than something that was moving in one direction. Climate change within the environmental category would be an example. Demographics within the societal category was another example. Cyber continues to be really high, and the other one under the technological category, technology, which would cover driverless cars, drones, things like that, that one has also been growing. So it's really interesting to see how people think in terms of time horizon. I think that's a big research project and a real source of competitive advantage for someone who's doing any type of financial analysis today.